California, one of the most beautiful states in the Union. From the redwoods of Northern California to the beaches of LA, the great weather, the variety of landscape has brought many people to the Golden State. However, there is a downside to living here. Behind the beauty, the bridges, beaches, the ballparks, and the beautiful buildings, there is a migration of the middle class out of Silicon Valley and California. The strict regulations on businesses, climbing real estate prices, and heavy taxation have caused people to leave the Golden State in droves. In the hope of finding Utopia, our government leaders have encouraged further depletion of our resources to properly maintain the city's health. It's a protection from those that would steal from us. It's hostility to law enforcement, to religious organizations. It used to be, if you lived in Southern California, you could take Highway 15 out of the valley into the desert and head to Las Vegas for the weekend. Conversely, today, it's more common now to live in Las Vegas and take the 15 back to Southern California for the beaches, entertainment, and professional sports teams. Although now, the Oakland Raiders have officially left Oakland and have moved to Vegas as well. Last year, 38,000 more people left California than entered it. It is to such a degree that for U-Haul rentals, the rate can be twice as expensive moving out than for those moving in, as they've had to find ways to get the trucks back to California, usually empty. California has lost 500,000 people in the last 8 years. Probably more importantly, however, is that they have lost 13,000 businesses in the last 9 years, a sign that the trend will continue. Businesses provide jobs, and when jobs dry up, people can't make money to support themselves. And so you move on to somewhere where you can, like states that are more business-friendly. Corporations are in business to make money and are made up of people making an income, supporting their families. When businesses move out, tax revenue goes down, resources dry up, and cities' budgets go into debt. Ultimately, these cities must suck more money from the already overburdened taxpayer. It's a downward spiral. The real situation is even worse than what the numbers show us. But while migration out of the state has accelerated over the past few years, California's birth rate continued increase in 2018 by almost 160,000 people, largely due to the 480,000 people born in the state. Consequently, California is home to 1/4 of the nation's welfare recipients, despite having only 12% of the nation's population. A quarter of Californians are considered poor. According to the CPM, 17.8% of Californians, about 6.9 million, lacked enough resources to meet basic needs in 2017. Socioeconomics have plagued California like never before in its history, consequently causing endless amounts of waste and refuse on the roads, and sadly, more so, widespread homelessness on the streets of San Francisco and Los Angeles. In the words of reporter Eric Johnson with Seattle's ABC affiliate KOMO, who did a video, "Seattle is Dying," a city is a living thing. It has a rhythm, a heartbeat, a kind of soul. It has a collection of ideas that we protect and defend. Those that are on the front lines doing the defending are our police. Yet in these cities, the law enforcement's hands are being tied by local politics, by lenient regulations, leaders, and judges. While Seattle is second in property crime of major cities according to the FBI stats for 2017, the top 5 cities of California are all ranked above New York, with San Francisco being at the top, even above Chicago. The overall crime rate in San Francisco is 150% higher than the national average. It's not just the crime in California, but also the cost of living housing. KFMB San Diego CBS Channel 8 reported the survey of 53% of Californians are considering moving. Among the largest group living are millennials, and the reason is housing costs and availability. The median home value in San Diego is $597,000. Across the state of California, it is $540,000. Buying a house is unaffordable to all but 28% of the state's population, according to an index by the California Association of Realtors. We can attest to that. Back in the early 80s, when the Silicon Valley was only IBM and Lockheed, we regularly sold homes in the modest South San Jose neighborhoods for about $120,000. Today, that $120,000 be just enough for a down payment, and those very same homes sell for an average of $1.1 million. 20 years ago, you could maybe go a few miles inland to get something cheaper, but today you really must go far inland and have a 2 to 3 hour commute to the Bay Area. It's so bad that even some with decent jobs in Silicon Valley will sleep in their cars or at their jobs during the week and just go home on weekends. For others, the traffic, the commute, is just too much. Many Californians choosing to move to its neighboring state to the north and its biggest city, Portland. Portland is one of the fastest growing cities in the nation, and this trend is likely not to stop anytime soon. Portland is known as a mecca for resources, creative vibe, and quirkiness. Oregon has no sales tax, which is probably why Oregon receives a net gain of 20,000 new residents from California every year. Some Californians will move to Washington for no state income tax and better quality of life for their children. While California's neighboring states to the north get some of the migration, it's the states to the east where most of Californians are fleeing to. Idaho and Nevada are the country's two fastest growing states, and they can thank California for that. Idaho, being more family friendly, is attractive for many wanting to flee the restrictive, overregulated, highly taxed California. In 2018, Idaho received a net gain of about 16,000 people from the Golden State. Over 100,000 people in California moved to the Las Vegas area in 2018, so much so that Henderson, a suburb of Vegas, surpassed Reno as Nevada's second largest city. The politics in Nevada has moved a little to the left, and those on the right are hoping that the same policies that made California unaffordable will not happen to Nevada. Phoenix, the second fastest growing American city in 2017, can also thank California. Phoenix is ideal due to the reasonable cost of living, balanced with a number of local amenities. Arizona, however, has a more business-friendly climate. However, you should also look at Flagstaff or Tucson. The most popular state Californians are moving to is Texas. Over half of the migrants from California are going to Texas. It's given Texas a very diverse community, as they also receive many people from New York as well. California has made a choice. Political correctness, taxes, and heavy regulations have prevented prosperity for much of the middle class. The state's 40 years of combativeness towards businesses, high utility and labor costs, and excessive punitive regulations, rough housing affordability, has taken its toll. It continues to punish the achievers and reward bad behavior. That is never a recipe for anything good. Despite all that, California is still a beautiful state. It's the place we were born and raised. It's still a great place to visit, and we encourage you to come to the Golden State to visit, experience the beautiful scenery, spend your money here. The city budgets sure need it. A piece of our hearts are still in San Francisco. So enjoy San Francisco and all of the beauty Northern California is known for. It is still a beautiful area and state. Enjoy California's scenery with a visit, but you may want to check out other states' lower taxes, less regulated, business-friendly, and I might add, maybe more people-friendlier climates. We'd love to hear your thoughts about California. Are you considering moving out? And if so, where to? Click the link in the description below to chat with us. Thank you for watching Out of Silicon Valley.